Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words, become much more articulate. In today's episode, I am going to be entering the land of mindset, and I'm going to be answering the question, should you ever quit? The label quit, it gets a very bad label, and rightfully so. There are plenty of folks who are almost at the finish line, and right as they were about to cross that finish line, they quit. They made some sort of argument on why they should quit. And after they were done quitting, they felt good because their narrative mind was engaged in that argument. As time passed though, they felt regret. This happens a lot. But quitting is not always bad. There are a lot of times when quitting is necessary. And I would make the argument that if someone did not quit in their life, we would not have a lot of innovation. Think about a lot of these entrepreneurs that dropped out of Harvard in order to start that multi-billion-dollar business. Were they doing something wrong? No. It's because they were in a field that they were not congruent with. They were like, what the hell am I doing in this field for? So they quit and they associated themselves with the field that was in alignment with the reality. This is why I've never liked the quote, how you do one thing is how you do everything. That quote is pure rubbish. And I'll actually tell you why. I'll just give you the simplest argument out there. Were you good in school? Be honest with me. Were you? I wasn't. And a lot of folks I know weren't. So in school, they were bored because they were learning in a way that did not align with them. They were over here having to sit down, raise their hands, listen to lectures. Boring. So in terms of a school setting, they were bad. But in terms of entrepreneurial, business-minded skills, they were amazing because rather than just being passive and sitting down, they got to use their hands and they were active. In this setting, they were amazing. So if you follow the quote, how you do one thing is how you do everything, then you will associate school bad, that means business has to be bad. But that would be a false conclusion. School bad, sure, but business can still be great. And this is why quitting every now and then is good, because you are not wasting anyone's time. You're like, look, I have found myself in a position that is not remotely in alignment with me. And before I waste my time, as long as the people who are training me's time, how about I just quit? And then I pursue the thing that makes me feel alive. But there needs to be a word of caution because some folks, they overdo this. It's very similar to listening to the gut instinct. Some people will use that phrase, listening to the gut instinct, as an excuse to be a coward. I mean, in Toastmasters, there were plenty of times right before a speaker was supposed to get on stage, we're like, Armani, come here. I can't get on stage. I'm like, why not? It's like, my gut is telling me not to get on stage. I'm like, no, that's adrenaline. You're feeling very nervous, rightfully so, but your gut is not telling you to not get on stage. Your gut is telling you to get on stage and you're misreading it. He's like, no, my gut is telling me not to get on stage. Tell them I will not go on stage. So this guy used his gut instinct as an excuse to be a coward. And when you are just quitting for the sake of quitting, you are never seeing something all the way through. Here's my simple rule on when to quit. I will quit something once I figured it out. And once I figured it out, even if I can keep doing it, I don't want to. And I'll give you an example. In high school, I was struggling a lot with confidence issues. I was not great at speaking in conversations or just in general. And one way I wanted to fix that was through improving my communication skills. I asked different folks, hey, how should I improve my communication skills? And there was this one guy who used to be a dork 2 years before, but was really confident now. And he was telling me that I needed to learn pickup artistry. And that was around the time the show, The Pickup Artist, was blowing up. So I was like, yeah, I get where you're coming from. And there were some periods where I was going to the mall and I was trying to strike up conversation with random folks. Sometimes it fell flat, other times it worked. All in all, as I put in my reps, I felt way more confident. So this thing worked. Pickup artistry led to more confidence. So in this situation, I somewhat figured this skill set out. There was a lot more to learn, but at a baseline level, I figured it out. So I had enough data on whether or not I wanted to go further or I wanted to quit. And that's when I thought, I really don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to drive to a mall, walk around the food court and different places just to strike up conversations with strangers. Something about this does not feel right to me. I didn't say this even before I began doing pickup artistry. I did it once I put in a decent amount of reps within pickup artistry. I was like, this isn't for me. And me quitting like that was great because it eventually allowed me to discover good old Toastmasters. When I went into Toastmasters, once again, I was going to quit because the first ever speech I did, I choked. I took a break. I went back later on. I gave plenty more speeches. I had more data. And I was like, okay, this is something that is in alignment with me. I want to keep doing this. So that's what I believe you should factor in whenever you're thinking about quitting. You should get somewhat competent in whatever you're about to quit. Then you assess whether or not I should quit. A lot of folks, they never even bother to get competent. They just start off from the beginning. They do it for one day and they're like, I gotta quit. This is a loser. But once you put in enough reps and you're like, this really is not for me, then I think quitting is fine because it allows you to drop what is not within your alignment to find something that is within your alignment. So if you enjoyed today's talk and you like little insights like this into mindset, be sure to sign up for the ArmaniTalks free daily newsletter. Within this newsletter, you will learn much more about concentration skills, when to quit and when not to quit, how to show emotional resilience, grit, and much more. Join the tribe by checking out the link in the description box, the pinned comment, or go on ArmaniTalks.com/newsletter and sign up today. Thank you very much for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I will catch you next time.